Hey friends, good evening. Well, at least it's evening here. It's supper time and I need something quick. And I was digging in the cabinets and lo and behold, I had some Spam. Okay, that actually happened the other day. And I got a hold of my friend Mary Ellen and I said, are we gonna do Spamtember this year? And she said, yeah, let's do it. So this year there's going to be a 1 week long fun series for Spamtember. Mary Ellen is our host. You can find the playlist over there. I'll link it down below and I'll put years past. If I remember, I'll link those two. I've been in Spamtember for a few years now and it has been a lot of fun. This year we're gonna just do 1 full week. So you're gonna get a new content creator every single day. Yesterday would have been Mary Ellen. Today is myself, and so on. So make sure that you follow along. If you like Spam, or maybe you don't know anything about Spam and you want to learn more, because it's just going to be a lot of fun and some new and creative recipes. But I'm not kidding about supper time. If you can tell in my surroundings, it's a little dark outside. We're going to try something I have never had before. Pho. Have you ever eaten it? If you have, you're going to have to join me in this and tell me what maybe I could have done differently. And if you've never done this before, together we're gonna learn, because this is all new to me. I've never had anything quite exactly like this. I've done ramen bowls, I've done hibachi grills, I've done all kinds of things, but I've never actually been to like a Vietnamese restaurant. And so I thought I'm going to make, you guessed it, Spam Pho. Why not? So instead of having raw chicken or raw beef or raw shrimp or something like that, we're going to use Spam. And to make it a little more fun, I want to do it with 3 different kinds, because I'm serving 3 different people today. Myself, my husband, and my son, who has had pho, and he did give me a few pointers along the way. So hopefully you and I together can get through this with his suggestions. One of those 2 boys are going to get the bacon. One of them is going to get the hot and spicy. That's going to be their choice, because I've already decided I wanted the light Spam. And at Dollar General, they were on a special 3 for something, I don't remember. But I went ahead and grabbed those because I thought, wouldn't it be fun to try a Spam recipe 3 different ways? So this is what we came up with today. Hey, by the way, if you're new here because of this collaboration, my name is Angela and I'm the Inquisitive Farmwife. I do lots and lots of cooking and baking, food preservation in so many ways. I freeze dry, I meal prep, I can, all the different things I probably have worked on with food preservation in some way, because I am very adamant about trying not to have food waste. And I like to work with my animals. I have a small hobby homestead and I use what I have the best of my ability, and I like to bring you all with me, even if it's something I've done over and over again or something brand new, just like today. So let's get to it. Let's make ourselves some supper, some Spam Pho. So the first thing I had to do is I've got to get my water to boiling, and it is not there yet. I needed 6 cups of water for this particular kit. You actually can buy this on Amazon. I found it at a gourmet pantry store and got it on a discount. Of course, you know me, I'm a bargain shopper. And so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna follow the directions on here. So I've got to let this get to boil. But while we're waiting on that to happen, that noise is hopefully not too terrible loud for you. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna start prepping some of this other stuff. So I'm gonna get each bowl ready and open up my Spam. Let's see what it looks like. This is the light version. I've never had that. So this is all new to me. I like these single serve. So, you know, if you don't want to have to make a big batch of something, you don't have to. And I want to just make these into slices. I think this would be fun. You know, Spam is fully cooked as it is. A lot of people like to go ahead and fry it up in the pan just to kind of give it that extra texture. But for today, I'm not gonna do this because you don't have that umami when you do pho because it is not pre-cooked meat, it is raw meat. So I'm going to kind of treat it like that. So the yellow is the light, the red is the bacon. I like that this is a tear tab because, as you know, September is also National Preparedness Month. And so having some shelf-stable, ready meals like this is a really good idea. And the same thing with this, all you need is boiling water. So you could do that on top of any sort of fire source or propane. If you've never worked with this bacon spam before, I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe it would be a little more bacony, but it's really not. And if you're curious about how to use the bacon spam, I do have a video from a couple years ago. I'll try to remember to put it here, where I made spam dippers with pancake batter. Oh, our water's boiling. Let's get to that. So now that my water is boiling, we're gonna open this up. I'm gonna need some scissors. And I think I just put everything in the boiling water. Okay, there we go. And I think that it boils for just a few minutes. Simmer and cover for 5 to 8 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes. The lid back on there. And let that simmer. And now, let's see what this hot and spicy looks like. This is new to us. We've never tried this kind before. And it definitely has, ooh, you can smell it. It definitely has a different smell. It also has a darker color. You could see some red in it. Now we can see all the different colors. Just set that aside. Give this all a quick rinse in the sink. I did that just because I'm not a spicy person and I really don't want the spicy. It's already gonna be a spicy flavor kit. So I really don't need any more than that. Turn that down just a little bit. We're starting to boil over. So the next thing I want to do is, this is not at all typical in the recipes that I looked up online, is green onion, but I love green onion. So I'm going to get some green onion and we're going to chop it up. And I'm just gonna have some to put in there. Now, if you've ever had pho, let me know. Have you ever seen green onion as an option? I know I saw green onion as an option in some of the salads. There was a pho salad I could have made and added the spam to. The next thing, I have a washed lime, and they said to squeeze lime in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and quarter this baby right up so we can each have a piece of lime. And I've got some mini Bella mushrooms. You can use whatever kinds you want, but I wanna show you a little trick. I was taught to wash my mushrooms by taking a wet paper towel, just a very slightly wet, a damp paper towel, and wipe off any dirt and residue that way. That's just how I was taught, so they won't get soggy. And then I have this slicer. It's actually from Pampered Chef. I'm gonna put it on the thinnest slicing because I want to slice this mushroom so thin, because that's how you typically will see them. And the green onions, I probably should have sliced them thin like this too. And I might just go back in and chop them up a little bit more. I'm not using the guard today, so don't be like me. Super careful, okay? So now that I'm getting kind of close to the end here, I'm just gonna put this off to the side. So now that I have my thinly sliced mushrooms, I think I'm gonna go ahead and dice up these onions just a little bit more. There is one more piece of food to chop, and that's jalapeno. This is straight from my garden. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the next setting up, and I'm going to slice it separately because I don't want any jalapeno. My boys love jalapeno, so I'm gonna do this for them. Onto a separate plate this will go. Seeds and all, because they like spice. Nice and thin still, but not quite as thin as the mushroom. That way they'll still have a little bit of a crunch to them because that broth is going to warm up all our other ingredients. So now let's start building these bowls. Oh, I have got a few more ingredients here. Let's go ahead and build these bowls. Now to the boys. And then my son told me that there's always a lot of bean sprouts. So I'm going to give us each, well, it all kind of came out at once. So I guess I'll just kind of divvy this up like this. Doesn't it look pretty already? I'm so excited already. We all like mushroom and we all like the green onions. If you want more or less of any of these ingredients, feel free to customize it how you want. Okay, so that worked out just perfectly. In that amount of time, we were able to cook our broth and our noodles. And so I'm just going to pour that right over the top of all of this, beating this out evenly. Make sure you put that hot broth right on top of your Spam to kind of warm that back up. Or not back up, but warm it up. And then one last thing. Flip over my cutting board and I've got some fresh basil. I guess basil is something that is common to use with pho. So I'm going to go ahead and get some basil here. We like basil, so I'm not gonna hesitate to use this. This is straight from the garden. And what I like to do is kind of group it together and then you kind of roll it and then you'll cut it really thin and this will make little ribbons. And then I'm gonna put a little bit on each of these bowls. Squeeze on some lime. Each of them, serve them with a lime too. So there it is, Spam Pho. What do you think? How does it look? Shall we give it a taste test? I think we should. This is all from someone who's never had pho. So I'm going to, let's first just taste the broth. Ooh, yum. And it definitely has a little kick, but not bad. Let's taste a little bit of this Spam. Ooh. You know, that's really not too bad in there. Texturally, it's definitely soft. I'm so very glad that you guys came along with me as I tried a new adventure right here on the farm. And thanks again, Mary Ellen, for hosting Spamtember again this year. It's always something I look forward to either watching or even better, participating in. Guys, I hope that you are encouraged to try Spam in a new way today. Bye for now. We'll see you next time.